Picture this. You walk out to your Volkswagen, turn the key or press the start button, and suddenly your dashboard lights up like it's putting on a show you never asked for. A warning here, a warning there, maybe even 3 or 4 at once. It's frustrating, a little nerve-wracking, and your first thought is probably, here we go, this is going to cost me. But what if I told you that before you spend a single dollar, before you even think about heading to a dealership, there are simple tricks you can do yourself that can reset your Volkswagen and wipe out a huge number of these electronic faults completely. Not theory, actual methods that technicians use behind the scenes before they even begin serious diagnostics. And by the time you're done here, you'll know exactly how to do them yourself. If you own a Volkswagen, you've likely experienced that sinking feeling when a warning light suddenly appears on your dashboard. Maybe it's the check engine light, maybe it's an ESP warning, or sometimes it's multiple lights coming on together, almost like your car decided to celebrate something without inviting you. Most people panic at that moment and assume something major has gone wrong. The natural reaction is to drive straight to the dealership, where they'll hook up a diagnostic scanner and charge a hefty fee just to tell you what your car already knows. But the reality is, many of these issues aren't mechanical failures at all. They're just electronic glitches, and those glitches can often be reset completely with a few simple procedures. The first and most powerful method is something incredibly basic, yet surprisingly overlooked: the battery disconnect reset. This works on nearly every Volkswagen ever made, from older models all the way to the newest ones. Inside your car, there are multiple control modules constantly storing data: fault codes, sensor readings, adaptation values. Over time, some of this stored information can become outdated or even corrupted. Maybe a sensor sent a bad signal for a split second, or the system received conflicting data. Instead of correcting itself, the system holds on to that fault. That's where the reset comes in.
To do this, you locate your battery, which is usually under the hood or sometimes in the trunk. You disconnect the negative terminal first, the black cable, using a wrench. Once it's off, make sure it doesn't touch the battery post. Now here's the part most people rush. You wait. Not a minute or two, but at least 15 minutes, ideally closer to 30. During this time, the electrical charge stored in the system drains completely, allowing all modules to reset fully. When you reconnect the terminal and start the car, you'll notice small things like your clock resetting or radio presets disappearing. That's actually a good sign. It means the reset worked. After that, driving the car for around 20 to 30 miles under different conditions allows the system to relearn everything. And surprisingly often, those warning lights simply don't come back. The second trick focuses on something many people don't realize is connected to multiple systems: the steering angle sensor. This sensor tells the car exactly where your steering wheel is pointed, and it feeds that information into systems like stability control, traction control, and even adaptive lighting in some models. When it's out of calibration, it can trigger warnings that seem unrelated at first glance. Resetting it is straightforward. With the car on level ground, you turn the ignition on without starting the engine. Then you turn the steering wheel fully to the left and hold it there briefly, then fully to the right and hold again. Finally, you bring it back to center, turn the ignition off, wait a few seconds, and then start the car. In many cases, that's all it takes to recalibrate the sensor. It's a simple movement, but it can clear warnings that might otherwise send someone straight to a mechanic. Next comes the throttle body adaptation reset, which becomes especially useful if your car feels rough at idle or hesitant when you press the accelerator. Modern Volkswagens use electronic throttle systems instead of mechanical cables, meaning the car's computer controls how the engine responds to your input. Over time, the system adapts to conditions like carbon buildup inside the throttle body. If those learned values become inaccurate, the car's behavior can feel off. The reset process involves turning the ignition on without starting the engine, waiting briefly, then pressing the accelerator pedal fully to the floor. While holding it, you turn the ignition off and keep holding for several seconds before releasing. After a short wait, you start the engine and let it idle without touching anything. During this time, the system recalibrates itself. The engine might not run perfectly smooth at first, that's normal, but it gradually improves as the system relearns the correct settings.
Then there's the window and sunroof reset, which might not sound like a big deal until your window refuses to go up properly or your sunroof stops responding altogether. These systems rely on precise positioning data to function correctly, especially for features like auto up and down or anti-pinch protection. If that data is lost, the system gets confused. Resetting it involves fully closing the window and holding the switch for a few extra seconds, then repeating a similar process when opening it. This teaches the system the full range of motion again. The sunroof follows a similar pattern, with holding positions at fully closed, fully open, and tilted states. It's a matter of patience more than complexity, but it often restores full functionality. The electronic parking brake reset is another one that surprises people. Unlike traditional handbrakes, these systems rely on motors and control modules. If something goes slightly out of sync, you might get warnings or the brake might not engage or release properly. Cycling the brake repeatedly, engaging and disengaging it while the car is stationary, helps the system relearn its positions. After a few cycles and a short rest period, the system often recalibrates itself. There's also the ECU soft reset, which is a bit different because it doesn't require disconnecting the battery. It involves cycling the ignition on and off multiple times, followed by a sequence of pressing the accelerator. This triggers a built-in reset process in the engine control unit, clearing minor adaptation values and allowing the system to relearn optimal settings. It's subtle, but it can smooth out drivability issues that seem random or inconsistent. The TPMS reset is another common one. Tire pressure monitoring systems can be overly sensitive, especially after tire rotations or pressure adjustments. Resetting the system through the infotainment menu or a dedicated button allows the car to treat the current tire pressures as the new normal baseline. After a short drive, the system recalibrates and the warning light usually disappears. Then there's the transmission adaptation reset, which can make a dramatic difference if your car feels like it's shifting too harshly or unpredictably. Volkswagen transmissions, especially DSG units, are designed to adapt to driving style, but sometimes those learned behaviors don't match current conditions. By going through a specific sequence of holding the brake while pressing the accelerator in different gears, you allow the system to
What ties all of these methods together is how modern vehicles actually function. Your Volkswagen isn't just mechanical, it's constantly learning, adjusting, and storing data. Every system, from the engine to the transmission to the smallest convenience feature, depends on stored values that define what normal looks like. When those values become inaccurate, the car behaves as if something is wrong, even when all the physical components are perfectly fine. Resetting these systems essentially clears out that memory and gives the car a clean slate. It forces the modules to rely on real-time data again, instead of outdated or corrupted information. That's why these tricks can be so effective. They're not fixing broken parts, they're correcting confused software. Knowing when to use these resets is just as important as knowing how. They're perfect for intermittent problems, random warning lights, or issues that started after something like a battery replacement. They're also ideal after cleaning components or making small changes. But if a warning light comes back immediately after a reset, or if you're dealing with clear mechanical symptoms like noises or leaks, then it's likely a real issue that needs proper repair. The key takeaway is simple. These resets should be your first step, not your last resort. They can save you time, money, and unnecessary stress by solving problems that aren't actually problems at all. And once you understand how much of your car's behavior is controlled by adaptive systems, it starts to make sense why something so simple can have such a big impact. At the end of the day, these tricks aren't secrets because they're complicated, they're just not widely shared. Yet they're the same steps often taken before deeper diagnostics even begin. And now that you know them, you're in a position to handle many of these situations yourself, confidently, without immediately assuming the worst.
Modern Volkswagens rely heavily on interconnected electronic control modules that constantly store and adapt data, which means many dashboard warning lights and odd behaviors aren't caused by actual mechanical failures, but by temporary glitches or corrupted stored values. Simple reset procedures, like disconnecting the battery to fully clear module memory, recalibrating the steering angle sensor by turning the wheel lock to lock, performing a throttle body adaptation reset, or retraining systems like windows, sunroof, electronic parking brake, TPMS, and even transmission behavior
can often restore normal function without any tools or cost. These methods work by wiping outdated or incorrect data and forcing the car to relearn accurate real-time conditions, which is why they're commonly used by technicians before deeper diagnostics. While they're highly effective for intermittent issues, random warning lights, or post-maintenance glitches, persistent warnings or clear mechanical symptoms still require proper inspection, making these resets a smart first step rather than a complete solution.